The movie starts with a young boy named Cade watching a football game with his family. They're all wearing their team's clothes and cheering for their favorite team, the San Antonio Saviors, whose star player is the famous quarterback, Isaiah White. Cameron watches the game with his dad, Cameron Sr., and they both think Isaiah is the GOAT, the greatest of all time. But then, Isaiah gets badly hurt in the game, breaking his leg. Young Cameron tries to look away, but his dad makes him keep watching as the medics help Isaiah off the field. Cameron's father tells him that Isaiah is a real man, the greatest ever, and pushes Cameron to work hard so he can become the next GOAT someday. Now we see Cameron as an adult, a star college football player. His dad, who was a Marine, died while serving overseas. Cameron lives with his mom, Yvette, who takes care of him, along with help from his girlfriend, Adrian, and his cousin, Murph. One night, while Cameron is practicing football in a college field, a masked man dressed like a GOAT mascot sneaks up behind him and hits him in the head with a pickaxe-like weapon. After the attack, Cameron suffers a serious brain injury that stops him from playing football. He feels heartbroken and frustrated, but his mom and his agent, Tom, encourage him to attend a league combine, an event where college players show their skills to professional teams and scouts. While getting ready for his first public appearance, the hairstylist accidentally hits one of the staples from Cameron's head injury, causing it to bleed. Cameron leaves, upset. Later, he goes to a party with Adrian and Murph, though he's clearly feeling down. During the party, Cameron gets a call from his agent, Tom. Tom tells him that Isaiah White, the same football legend Cameron grew up admiring, has invited him to train at his private compound for a week. The idea is that Isaiah, who's about to renew his contract, might be planning to pass the torch to Cameron and retire. Feeling both nervous and excited, Cameron drives out to Isaiah's compound in the middle of the desert. As he turns onto the long road leading there, he spots a group of wild, over-the-top fans Cameron ping nearby, all obsessed with Isaiah. One woman, Marjorie, runs up to Cameron's car, bangs on his window, screams, "We don't want you," and spits on the glass. Cameron arrives at the underground compound, which feels like a cold, modern museum filled with Isaiah's trophies, rings, and awards. He finds Isaiah working on mounting animal skulls. Cameron is thrilled to finally meet his hero, and Isaiah tells him to treat the week like a fun boot camp ramp. There's just one rule: no phone calls. Cameron hesitates, but eventually hands over his phone. Isaiah tells Cameron to think of his time there like a boot camp ramp that is purely focused on football, but to have fun with it. The days at the compound are treated like chapters in a book, and day one is called fun. Cameron starts off with some simple workouts, but things get strange when Isaiah's doctor, Marco, tells him to undress completely in front of everyone for a medical exam. Cameron feels uncomfortable, but goes along with it. Later, he meets Isaiah's wife, Elsie, a flashy, Lady Gaga-type social media influencer. After filming a promo for some adult products, she greets Cameron warmly and even hands him one as a gift and leaves for her work. Later, while Cameron is sitting in an ice bath having a snack, he sees Isaiah drawing his own blood and storing it in a bag. Weirded out, Cameron asks about it, but Isaiah just says he keeps it for rainy days. Meanwhile, Marco begins giving Cameron injections to boost his energy, though he never explains what's actually in them. Day 2 is called Poise. Cameron gets woken up with a big splash of water and heads out for a run with Isaiah. He tries to match Isaiah's pace, but quickly falls behind. Pushed to his limit, Cameron throws up and collapses from exhaustion. As he lies there, he has a strange vision of a mascot figure coming toward him with a pickaxe and swinging down on him. Back inside the compound, Isaiah has Cameron practice his throwing. To help Cameron focus, Isaiah adds a twisted rule. Every time Cameron misses a throw, one of Isaiah's crew members, Malek, fires a football from a machine straight into another guy's face. The guy actually volunteers for it, and seems fine with it. Cameron starts to panic, unable to focus as the man keeps getting hit over and over. When they finally stop, Cameron is horrified. The guy's face is a bloody mess, but somehow, he's laughing like it's no big deal. Later, Isaiah takes a session in a hyperbaric chamber, then lets Cameron use it next. As Isaiah leaves, he says he's going to watch some film, which Cameron assumes means reviewing old game footage. But once inside, the high oxygen pressure starts messing with Cameron's mind, and he begins to see strange, unsettling visions again. Day 3 is called Leadership. On the indoor practice field, Isaiah puts Cameron through more drills, this time with full gear. Frustrated with Cameron's performance, Isaiah gets right in his face, switching between intense whispers and loud shouting. He demands to know what Cameron is willing to give up to become the GOAT, to which Cameron says everything. They run even more drills. At one point, in a striking X-ray style vision, Cameron and another player crash heads. The other player goes down hard, and Cameron feels guilty, but Isaiah tells him he's proud, giving Cameron a boost of confidence. That night, Cameron has another frightening vision, people trying to suffocate him with plastic. Feeling desperate, he breaks the rules and uses the landline to call his family. Murph and Adrian are thrilled to hear from him, asking why he hasn't called sooner and reminding him it's his mom's birthday. Cameron talks to Yvette briefly and wishes her a happy birthday. Just then, Marco appears out of nowhere, and Cameron panics, quickly hanging up. Marco opens up to Cameron, admitting that he never really wanted the job he has but feels stuck there now. He tells Cameron not to destroy himself chasing success, reminding him that his family and the people who love him matter more than any career or title. Cut to Cameron in the tunnel with Isaiah, who talks about what he'll miss most about playing football. Isaiah leaves, saying he's going to watch some tape, and Cameron relaxes for a moment, until Marjorie, that crazy fan, crawls out from under the bench with her 2 followers. Marjorie attacks Cameron, but he manages to overpower her and almost chokes her to death. Just as she's about to smash him with a sounder rock, Isaiah comes back, slamming her into the wall. She hits her head hard, and the other 2 groupies run off while Isaiah laughs. Cameron heads to his room to pack, ready to leave the compound. But Elsie shows up and invites him to a party. They drink and dance, and eventually, she takes him to another room filled with writhing strippers. Cameron is clearly pretty drunk by this point. Cameron wakes up in his room to find Isaiah pointing a gun at him. He asks Cameron if he slept with Elsie, and Cameron looks confused, clearly not sure if he did. After a tense pause, Isaiah just laughs it off. Day 4 is called Resilience. Isaiah takes Cameron outside, both wearing hunting gear, and they start target shooting with Isaiah's high-powered rifle. Cameron admits he feels disturbed about almost killing Marjorie. Isaiah tells him that being a true killer means feeling no remorse. Then Malik raises one of the targets, and it looks like a person. Isaiah shoots, and it becomes clear that it's Marjorie's dead body. Day 5 is called Vision. Cameron gets dressed up for interviews and photo shoots, an important part of the job. During one interview, he's asked about his father and gets emotional. Elsie invites him to a party to meet the Savior's owner, Richard Lippert. They dress up and drive to what looks like a rundown area, entering a dive motel. Inside, the space transforms into a fancy, high-end venue. Tom is there too, and Cameron feels relieved to see a familiar face. Day 6 is called Sacrifice. Cameron wakes up lying on a bed of ice with N4 in his arm, realizing he's being transfused with more of Isaiah's blood. He rips out the 4 and crawls to a nearby table with medical supplies. There, he finds a syringe of adrenaline left by Marco with the word "run" written on it. As Cameron tries to escape, Isaiah catches him and reveals the shocking truth behind the training. For generations, the Saviors have followed a ritual. The new quarterback must drink the blood of their mentor to gain their powers, culminating in a deadly duel between mentor and student for the position. Isaiah isn't ready to give up football and attacks Cameron, bragging that he is the GOAT. After a brutal fight, Cameron finally overpowers Isaiah and kills him by bludgeoning him with a helmet. Cameron walks out onto a sun-drenched football field with the team and cheerleaders around him. At the far end, Elsie sits at a table, and behind her, near the goalpost, are the team owners and Tom. Elsie tells Cameron to sign the book on her table and take the role of the new quarterback. Suddenly, Cameron realizes the shocking truth. The team owner knew his dad, and there's a photo showing young Cameron with them. Everything that's happened, including his brain injury, was planned to bring him here. Cameron refuses to sign. In response, Malik, dressed as the mascot, attacks him with a sword, but Cameron wrests it away and strikes Malik in the head. Elsie then charges at Cameron with a dagger, only to trip and fall onto her own blade, fatally stabbed. Cameron leaves him behind. Suddenly, an unseen force drags Tom onto a giant pentagram in the center of the field. The dark power at work with the Saviors causes Tom's body to explode in a grisly, bloody mess. Covered in blood, Cameron walks off the field with a triumphant smile as 3 fighter jets fly overhead, leaving trails of red, white, and blue smoke. In this way, movie ends here. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more interesting movie recaps.